सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। ॐ समस्त जनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। ॐ श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरवे नमः। ॐ प्रातस्मरामि कृति संस्फुरदात्मतत्त्वं सच्चित्सुखं परमहंसगतिं तुरीयम् यस्वप्नजागरसुषुप्तमवैति नित्यं तद्ब्रह्म निष्कळमहं न च भूतसङ्कः प्रादर्भजामि मनसा वचसा मत्साधगम्यम् वाजो विभाति निखिलायदनुग्रहेण यन्नेति नेति वचनेर्तिकमावकुचो तन्देव देवमजमच्युतमाकुरग्रम् प्रादर्नमामि तमसः परमर्कवर्णम् पूर्णं सनातनपदं पुरुषोत्तमाख्यम् यस्मिन्निदं जगदशेषमशेषमुक्तो रज्ज्वाम्बुजङ्गमयिव प्रतिभासितं वै। प्राणसेदं वशे सर्वं धृतिवेय प्रतिष्ठितं मातेव पुत्रान् रक्षस्व श्रीज्ञप्रज्ञां च विधेयन इति। ശാരദാസ്തോത്രം. നമസ്തേ ശാരദേ ദേവി കാശ്മീരപുരവാസിനി ത്വാമഹം പ്രാർത്ഥയേ നിത്യം വിദ്യാദാനം ച ദേഹി മേ. യാ ശ്രദ്ധാ ധാരണാ മേധാ വാഗ്ദേവി വിധിവല്ലഭാം ഭക്തജിഹ്വാഗ്രസദന ക്ഷമാദിഗുണദായിനി. നമാമി യാമിനീം നാഥ ലേഖാലംകൃതകുന്തലാം ഭവാനീം ഭവസന്താപ നിർവാപണസുധാനദീം. ഭദ്രകാലേ നമോ നിത്യം സരസ്വത്യൈ നമോ നമഃ. വേദവേദാംഗ വേദാന്ത വിദ്യാസ്ഥാനേഭ്യ ഏവ ച. ബ്രഹ്മസ്വരൂപാ പരമാ ജ്യോതിരൂപാ സനാതനി സർവവിദ്യാദിദേവീയ തസ്യൈ വാണ്യൈ നമോ നമഃ. യയാ വിനാ ജഗത് സർവം സശ്വജ്ജീവനമൃതം ഭവേത്. ജ്ഞാനാദിദേവിയാ തസ്യൈ സരസ്വത്യൈ നമോ നമഃ. യയാ വിനാ ജഗത് സർവം മൂകമുന്മത്തവത്സതാം യാ ദേവി വാഗധിഷ്ഠാത്രി തസ്യൈ വാണ്യൈ നമോ നമഃ. യാ ദേവി വാഗധിഷ്ഠാത്രി തസ്യൈ വാണ്യൈ നമോ നമഃ. മൂകം കരോതി വാചാലം പങ്കും ലംഘയതേ ഗിരിം യത്കൃപാതമഹം വന്ദേ പരമാനന്ദമാധവം. യം ബ്രഹ്മാ വരുണേന്ദ്രരുദ്രമരുതഃ ശൃണ്വന്തി ദിവ്യൈ സ്തവൈ വേദൈ സാംഗപദക്രമോപനിഷദൈ ഗായന്തി യം സാമഗാ. ധ്യാനാവസ്ഥിതഗതേന മനസാ പശ്യന്തി യം യോഗിനോ യസ്യാന്തം ന വിദുഃസുരാസുരഗണാഃ. ദേവായ തസ്മൈ നമഃ. സർവധർമാൻ പരിത്യജ്യ മാമേകം ശരണം വ്രജ. അഹം ത്വാ സർവപാപേഭ്യോ മോക്ഷയിഷ്യാമി മാ ശുചഃ. ശ്ലോകാസ് 1 to 10. ഓം നമോ ഭഗവതേ വാസുദേവായ. ഓം ശ്രീകൃഷ്ണ പരമാത്മനേ നമഃ. അധ സപ്തമോऽധ്യായഃ ജ്ഞാനവിജ്ഞാനയോഗഃ. ശ്രീഭഗവാനുവാച മയ്യാസക്തമനഃ പാർത്ഥ യോഗം യുഞ്ജന്മദാശ്രയഃ അസംശയം സമഗ്രം മാം യഥാ ജ്ഞാസ്യസി തച്ഛൃണു. ജ്ഞാനം തേഹം സവിജ്ഞാനം ഇദം വക്ഷ്യാമ്യശേഷതഃ. യജ്ഞാത്വാ നേഹ ഭൂയോന്യത് ജ്ഞാതവ്യമവശിഷ്യത്തെ. മനുഷ്യാണാം സഹസ്രേഷു കശ്ചിദ്യതതി സിദ്ധയേ യതതാമഭിസിദ്ധാനാം കശ്ചിം മാം വേത്തി തത്വതഃ. ഭൂമിരാപോ നരോ വായുഃ ഖം മനോ ബുദ്ധിരേവ ച. അഹങ്കാരമിതീയം മേ भिन्ना प्रकृतिरष्टधा अपरेयमितस्तुन्याम् प्रकृतिं विद्धि मे पराम् जीवभूतां महाभावो ययेदं धार्यते जगत् एतद्योनीनि भूतानि सर्वाणीत्युपधारया अहं कृष्णस्य जगतः प्रभवः प्रलयस्तथा मत्तः परतरं नान्यत् किञ्चिदस्ति धनञ्जय मयि सर्वमिदं प्रोतं सूत्रे मणिगणा इव रसोऽहमप्सु कौन्तेय प्रभास्मि शशिसूर्ययोः प्रणवः सर्ववेदेषु शब्दखे पौरुषं नृषु पुण्यो गन्धः पृथिव्यां च तेजश्चास्मि विभावसौ जीवनं सर्वभूतेषु तपश्चास्मि तपस्विषु बीजं मां सर्वभूतानां विद्धि पार्थ सनातनम् बुद्धिर्बुद्धिमतामस्मि तेजस्तेजस्विनामहम् ॐ तत्सत् हरि ओम और बालाजी प्लीज
Hari Om. I think Balaji is not being able to make today. He's unable. So we'll move to Guruji for next week's.
Hari Om. So we'll see this 7 to 9. I'm going to read and then I will give a meaning of this one. So I'm chanting 7. Mattaf paradaram nanya kinchit asti dhananjaya mayi sarvamidam prodam sutre manigana iva. Mattaf than me, paradaram higher, na not, anyat other, kinchit asti anyone, dhananjaya o dhananjaya, mayi in me, sarvam all, itam this, prodam this is trunk, sutre this is on a string, manigana is a cluster of gems, and then iva is like. So the meaning is there is nothing whatsoever higher than me, O Dhananjaya. All this is strung in me as clusters of gems on a string. There are two possible points of view of our life if the above mentioned theory is accepted. There is a point of view from the lower and distinctly different from it. There is another point of view of life from the higher also. Just as in the mud, there is none of the different shapes and colors of the parts. So too in the pure consciousness, there is none of the worlds of objects, feelings and ideas. Besides me, there is not. After waking up to the waker, there is nothing of the dream world for his recognition. In the endless waves that rise in the ocean, there is nothing other than the ocean itself. None of the waves can rise, nor stay, nor can ultimately reach anywhere but the ocean itself. In short, Nothing can remain ever totally diverse from its own essential nature. The first indicates that each one of us had a lower nature which is married to our own self. But still, the doubt might come into the minds of the students of the Gita that the self in me is different from the self in all others. This logic of thinking may, as a result, come to the conclusion that there are as many different selves as there are different bodies in the world. To show that the self is one and the same in all the forms, it has been said here that the Lord is common factor in all the forms in the universe. He holds them in all intact as a child holds the pearls in a necklace. These words have deep significance. Not only that it is a beautiful in its poetic suggestion, but it is also a very exhaustive philosophical indication. The pearls in the necklace are necessarily uniform and homogeneous in its thread, which is generally unseen, passes through the geometrical core of the every pearl and holds the big and small into a harmonious thing of beauty. Again, the substance of which the pearls are made is totally different from the constituents that go to the make the thread. Similarly, the worlds are all held together by the spiritual truth into the complete whole. Even in an individual, the mind and intellect, the body, each different from one another, can harmoniously work and unitedly give the music of the life for him because the same conscious principle works through all these different and various varying matter envelopments. Here is an instance where we Sri Vedavyas are typically represented as the poet philosopher of the world. This is example not only the poetical but also deeply philosophical also. The next one. Rasoham apsu kaunteya prabhasmi shishi suryayo pranav sarva vedeshu saptah he baurunam nirshu. Rasa, which is sapidity, and then aham, which is I, apsu, which is in water, gaunteya, O Gaunteya, the son of Gunti, Prabha, which is light, Asmi, which is am, I am, and then Shishi Suryeyo, it is the moon and the sun, Pranav, this is a Om, the sound of the Om, which is syllable of Om, and then Sarva Vedeshu, which is all in Vedas, Saptaf, which is a sound, and then He, which is in ether, and then Baurusham, which is virility, and then Nirishu, which is in the men. So I am the separity in the water, O son of Kunti, I am the light in the moon and the sun, I am the syllable of Om in all the Vedas, sound in ether and virility in men too. The next one. Punyo kanda pritivyam cha Dejasasmi vibhavasau Jivanam sarva bhuteshu Dabaschasmi dabasvishu. Punya, which is a sweet, Gandhav, which is a fragrance, and then Prithivyam, which is in earth, is cha and Deja, which is a brilliance, heat, sa, which is and then Asmi, which is I am, kind, Vibhavausa, which is in the fire, Jivanam, which is life, Sarva, which is all, and Bhudeshu, which is a beings, living beings, and then which is Tabav, which is the austerity, and then which is again and then which is Sa, and then Asmi, which is I am. Then Tabas Vishu, which is in the astral. I am the sweet fragrance in the earth and the brilliance in the fire, in life, in all beings. And I am austerity in the austerity also. So the Swamiji in the 789, which is together, which is saying, so the one which I am, or am I, which represents in with respect to the individual, as an individual, which me as an independent entity, there is a connections which is integrated within ourselves. Like if I am reading, or I am understanding, or I am I'm giving a chanting, I'm speaking, all this, there is again the body, like a body, mind, and intellect. It has to be integrated together. If there is no such integration, then there is no action. How this integration is happening? There is the in self, that is the inner self. The inner self is the part of the complete, the eternal soul. If that inner self is not there, then there is no integration of body and mind and intellect. This is the entity of our own inner self. In the other side is like which there are now, which is our 19 people are in the same meeting, like which I'm chanting, or I'm reading, or I'm just giving an explanation. There are the same as the other 19 persons in the same Zoom meeting is collectively together, and we are all in the same connected with the Zoom in the meeting, which we are all together now. Which all these 19 is are all connected through the Zoom. The same as each and every persons in the society, in the community, they are all connected. So how this individual person cannot called as a community. So all these people in this area, which is all connected by something. That something is again is part of the same, the eternal soul, which is called this Lord Krishna. He says that is also a me, integrated with every person, every inner own self. Individually, we are also connected with the same thread, which is a body, mind, intellect. And collectively, as a community, as a society, we are also connected with this one. This is how he is representing in a necklace. There are pearls which are all connected. And when we are wearing in the necklace, you can just see the pearl necklace. So that is so which we are calling as a one Zoom meeting with all the 19 people are chanting the Gita chapter 7 now. But all these 19 all are eat like a pearls, which are all integrated together by a string, like a string as a thread, which is also the me, which is a Lord Krishna saying to Dhananjaya, which is also a me. Even if you are in the war, if there are thousands and millions of people are connected, that connection is also a me. Within you, the body, mind, intellect is integrated, that is also a me. That's what he is explaining. And that is not only me, even when you are seeing this, the taste of the water. The water is the taste, whether it is a sea water is a salty, or the drinking water is having with all the mineral taste, the taste is also a me. And then when you are seeing a light from the sun and moon, that is also a me. When there is a shabda, which is coming as the pranava mantra, it's called O, A, U, Im. That is also a me. In Vedas, the scripture, that is also a me. And then when the people are doing this tabas, is virility, that is also a me. So in one of the Tiruppugal, there is a line which comes in the Tamil poetry. I think, hope you might have heard with this Tiruppugal. Tiruppugal, you heard this. Tam odiya kalviyum arivum thane pera vendiya velavanal. That's one line. So the meaning is Tam odiya kalviyum. It means the knowledge from the Gita, or like a Dr. G is taking up from the medicine knowledge, or maybe which I am IT professional knowledge. This everything is, he is giving the knowledge to us, the source which is giving a knowledge to us. That is again for him to take, and he feels. This is what that lines. Tam odiya kalvi mariyum tame pera vendiya velavan. So that's in the Tamil words. So for him to take the same essence what we are learning. So that is what, even when you are doing a tapas, or even when you are taking intelligence within you, that intelligence also him, that essence of intelligence also for him to enjoy. Like now, Dr. Like everyone here with the Prabhavan ji, all our Manish ji and Dr. Jadhav ji, everybody is giving their own understanding from their own knowledge of the Gita essence, and our Swami Chinmaya ji is giving a knowledge that is also him, and the same knowledge is going to reach out of all the people and finally to the God itself. That is also him. This is what in the Tamil poetry that will say. The same as he is seeing even in the tapas, even in the knowledge of the human being, that is also him. And he is giving, when you are tasting the sweet and the fragrance of the flower and all living beings, that is entirely which is me. But these are all individually linked with the different own self, but which is all integrated as like a string in the pearl necklace, which is I am also connected. Individually also connected by body, mind, intellect, and in the society is connected also by him. This is what is the explanation from 789, which I understand. Hari Om.
Hari Om. Thank you, Guru. Now we'll open the forum for others. So today Balaji has not come. Normally he is the opening person for us. Anyway, so we will start with Sureshji. Sureshji, you are available?
Hari Om, Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Matta Paradaram Nanyat Kinjidasti Dhananjaya Mai Sarvamidam Prodam Sutre Manigana Iva Resohamapsu Gaundeya Prabhasmi Shashi Shuryayo Pranavat Sarva Vedeshu Shabda Ke Paurusham Rishu Punyo Gandha Pradvyam Cha Tejachasmi Vibhavaso Jivanam Sarva Bhudeshu Tabachasmi Tabassushu. I hope I'm audible, right?
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So the first and second part of this chapter we have discussed, and 4 to 7 is the slogas are giving the two prakritis of the Bhagavan. And the third part, which is the 8 to 12 slogas, which is talking about the immanence or the presence of that Jiveshwara or the Atman in all objective world. So these two divisions we are passing through today. And actually, I am very much thrilled and bristled to participate this class by remembering in my childhood, I was attending a Gita class associated with a Parthasarathi temple, famous Parthasarathi temple, Thiruvaranmula temple in Kerala. And my master, Vayakarna Mahamahaupadhyaya, Professor Vasudevan Nair, he was taking this class for the 7th sloga, if I'm not mistaken, almost 5 weeks or 6 weeks. 6 weeks means not every day. Every Sunday we used to have the Gita class from morning 10 to 12. So which means 5 into 2, 10 or 12 hours he was explaining, and by force he himself was stopping the discussion regarding this seventh sloka. Seventh sloka, which is the Jiveshwaratam, is explaining here. Matta paradaram nanyat kinjid asti dhanajaya mai sarvamidam prodam sutre manigana shiva. It is the profound message. There is no doubt. It is the profound message. So let us see that how the Adhyay, which is the Matta Paradaram na Anyat Kinjit Asti Dhananjaya Mai Sarvam Idam Prodam Sutre Manigana Iva. The Adhyay is He Dhananjaya Matta Paradaram Anyat Kinjit Sa Na Asti Mai Idam Sarvam Sutre Manigana Iva Prodam. The meaning is, there is nothing whatsoever higher than me, O Dhananjaya. All this is strung in me as clusters of gems on a string. In the fourth, fifth slokas, we have seen the Apara Prakriti, and the previous class also we have understand that what is the Para Prakriti. Here, little more clear, Bhagavan is giving the example of the Para, not the example, the definition of the Para Prakriti. Bhagavan is saying that nothing is superior or higher than me. I am the controller of all this world. All this is strung in me. All this is strung in me as the clusters of the gems on a string. It is giving a with a good example. And whoever is familiar with this Rudram or the Shadaridriyam, in the 8th Anuvaka, there is a mantra called Om Namah Shivaya, Om Shivaya Tara, which is called this two mantras called the Jiva Ragna of the Rudropanishad or the Shadaridriyam. It is like that. We can compare this sloka is the heart of the Gita, or we, as I mentioned, that it is the profound message. In many ways, we can understand this one. This is the reason when Swamiji is giving the lectures regarding these slokas in his book, Art of Man Making, he is given the title of this 6th and 7th slokas explanation, the Lord of the universe, the Jagadishara, the Jagadisharatam, which is clearly, it is mentioning here. Swamiji, in Swamiji's own words, we have gone through this Gita commentary, and apart from that, I'm taking the words from Swamiji's The Art of Man Making, which is saying that beyond me, O Dhananjaya, there is nothing. All this is strung on me as a row of the pearls upon a thread. There is no other cause for the universe than me. The principle of the truth as the uncaused caused. The principle of the truth is the uncaused caused. With reference to everything, he is the cause, but he himself is uncaused. He himself, the Ishvara, is uncaused. He is not the product of something else. If he were, he should be changeable and therefore finite. The infinite knows no changes. This is in a simple or more lucid way, Swamiji is explained in the book of the Art of Man Making. So that is why the beginning of this chapter itself, Bhagavan is saying that, okay, carefully, Arjuna, carefully listen me. I will tell you the totality of the reality. I will explain to you. So I will clear all your doubts. Listen me. So this is the reason many of the commentators, it is started that here Swamiji also, the commentary is starting with there are two possible points of the views of our life in the above mentioned theory is accepted. There are two points. In many ways, we can explain this one. The one is in our language, in English language, we can say that it is the object and the subject, or the kshetra and the kshetraja, or the prakriti and the purusha, like that. When it is coming to the little more advanced science and physics, what we can say that which is the quantum phenomena and the observer. So these are the two things we need to understand, and the earlier verses also it is very clearly explained that the two prakritis, the apara prakriti and the para prakriti. So the para prakriti is the Atman, or the Bhagavan himself, and he is the one is controlling everything. So that is the reason Krishna is saying that, oh Dhananjaya, all this is strung in me, all this is strung in me, and giving a typical example as the clusters of the gems on a string. You know, when we are seeing the beautiful, the precious garland, we are seeing only the pearls only from outside, how beautiful it is. But what is giving that beauty? That string, which is the one is giving the beauty of that garland. So it is like that. In Shankara's commentary also, Shankara Bhagavad also giving another example he is given. Shankara is saying that in his commentary, he is saying that Malta Parameswarat Paradaram Anyat Karanandaram Kimbit na Asti na Vidyade Aham Eva Jagatkaram Ityarthe He Dhananjaya Yasmat Evam Tasmat Mai Paramesware Sarvani Bhudani Sarvam Idam Jagat Prodam Anasyudam Anugadam Anuvitham Grididam Ityartha Dirtha Tandushtu Padavat Sutreja Manigana. He is given the example of the vastra also. You know, the vastra, when we are seeing the vastra or the cloth, we are seeing the cloth only. But what is the one is from where it is made, because of the warp or the what he called the thread. So it is a typical example Shankara Bhagavad is giving. So like that, Bhagavan, he is the one, is the controller of the whole universe. And in many texts, we can see that if you know the Vishnu Sahasranamam also, when it is starting, there are 6 questions are arised by Yudhishthira to Bhishma Pitamaha. The first question itself is Kimegam Devadam Loge, which is the God to worship, which is the God. And answer is giving that Pavitranam Pavitram Yo Mangalanam Cha Mangalam Devadam Devadanam cha Bhutanam yo avyapida. So that is the most important thing. Pavitranam pavitram. Pavitranam pavitram means of him, he is the purest of the pure. And then Mangalanam cha Mangalam, of that which is the holiest of the holy. And then Devatam Devanam cha, of him who is the God, God and the God only. And then Bhudanam yo avyapida, of that Father. Bhudanam yo avyapida, of that Father who lived without death. Avyapida, there is no death for that power. So that Father, Avyapida, that Pida. So we should worship that God. It is very clearly Bhishma is saying in the Vishnu Sahasranama. So the same power, you can call that Kshetrajna or Ishvara or Purusha or whatever it may be. So this is the superior power. There is nothing is superior than him. And in many texts, we can see that in Upanishad also it is repeatedly it is saying that, interestingly, we can say that in detail this Jagadishwaratam, which is discussed in the Brihadaranya Upanishad, in the 3rd chapter, there is a chapter itself is called the Antaryami Brahmana. Antaryamitam. Antaryamitam is the Ishvaratam, which is a superior power. Very nicely, it is explained. One big chapter itself, it is explaining in between the dialogue between the Yajnavalkya and the Uddalaka Maharshi. And so like that, this superior power, what you can call that Antaryamitam or Ishvaratam or Purushatam or whatever it may be, Sutre Manigana, that string, which is the superior power. So know me. And giving the other examples from the objective world, it is saying in the next verses, Rasoham Apsu Kaundeya Prabhasmi Shashi Suryo Pranava Sarva Vedeshu Shabdaka Paurisham Rishu Punyo Gantha Pradiviyam Cha Teja Chasmi Vibhavaso Jivanam Sarvabhudeshu Tavachasme Tavasushu. So 8th and 9th verses, which is saying, I am the sapidity in the water, O son of Kundi. I am the light of the moon and the sun, and I am the syllable Om in all the Vedas, sound in ether and virili in man. In all these things, we can see that in the sapidity, in the water, as the sapidity means as the taste. In the sun and moon, you can see me as the radiance or the light. Or if you are taking the Vedas, I am appearing as the Omkara syllable, the Omkara, and sound in the air, in the Akasha, you can see me as the sound in the air, and the virili in man. In men, virili means the Paurushatam in men. So 9th sloka, which is saying that I am the sweet fragrance in the earth and the brilliance in the fire, the life in all beings, and I am the austerity in the austere, fragrance in the earth, the gandham, the fragrance in the earth, and the brilliance in the fire, tejas in Agni or in the fire, and I am the austerity in the austere, tapas. So in these forms, we can see that everywhere we can see that, and these examples, it is given, particularly it is given these examples. So this power, whatever the power is controlling the whole world, me only, as a strong, me only, I am doing this one. So try to know me. So this is the message which is we are listening through these verses, and we can say a lot. As I mentioned that the seventh verse, hours and hours, we can give the examples, very nicely. It is discussed in the Upanishads and the other texts also. We can quote many examples. So like that, this is the really, it is a profound message and majestic utterance. So there is no other way to explain this Jagadishwaratham in such a simple way. So that is the reason Swamiji is saying that here are instances where we see the Sri Vedavyasa is typically represented as the poet philosopher of the world. In a very poetic way, a big philosophy is presenting to us through these verses. So let us try to understand the power and the omniscience of the Bhagavan through these verses. Hari Om.
Hari Om, thank you so much for your deep explanation. Bhuvanji, would you like to share your views?
You said my name, Maniji?
Yeah, that's right.
Hari Om.
Am I not audible?
Yeah, you're audible. You're audible. Actually, I have a little cold. So maybe. Hari Om to all. So very beautifully explained by Guruji and Sapuji. Very nicely explained. I think it's a very simple shloka where we need to remember the God. I'll go a little bit statistical and I will just cover. If you look at the shloka number 7, God has mentioned the word Anyat, and the same word he has mentioned in shloka number 2 also. And since we are in the Jnana Vijnana Yoga, a very simple thing that God is saying that I will give you that special knowledge. After that, no knowledge is required. So God obviously talking about himself. Now the word mataha parataram. Parataram means higher, or in also we can say the only. So God is again giving a message that there is nothing higher than me. Now in this sansar, how do we see Lord? A very good way of seeing Lord in this sansar is to look at the sar. Sansar, Sanskriti, the sansar. Basically, what is changing ever is called sansar. Or we can also say sansar is, let's say, people, the incident, the objects, the country, time, the situation. They all are changing, but the essence is not changing. And God has taken example in the other two shlokas to explain that. For example, the earth. What is the quality of earth? The essential quality of Tanmatra, the quality of the earth is the essence and the fragrance. Now it says, God says fragrance. He did not say the bad fragrance. Why? Because if we all notice that bad fragrance is not coming because of earth. It was coming always because of something else. So whether I am in India or I am in America or I am in desert, earth has a quality of sweet fragrance. And I'm sure all of us, when we fly down to India and the moment we come out of the flight, we have this very sweet fragrance coming out of the mud and we all smell it. Even a lot of time when the rainfall happens, we get the sweet fragrance. But obviously it's a sweet fragrance. It is not the bad odor, because if it is there, it is coming because of something else. Now, who am I? How do I see God in everybody? Now, I am Satchidanand. And the moment I understand that I am not this body, I'm not this mind, I'm not the intellect, I will able to see this Satchidanand in everyone else. And that's the essence in me. Now, it has also been said that a lot of people say that I am spiritual, but I am not religious. But the dharma itself is to have your essential quality. And those examples are very beautifully quoted, like Punyo Gandha Prithvyam Cha Tejas Asmi Vibhav. So, Jivanam Sarvabhuteshu Tapas Chasmi Tapas Vishru. Bijam Mam Sarvabhutanam with, sorry, Rahu Aham Apsu Konteya Prabhasmi Sashisuriya Pranavaha Sarva Vedeshu Sabdaha Khem Paurushum Nishu. Being human, we have an essential nature. We definitely strive to reach Lord, and that's essential dharma. That's what essentially we need to do. So I think it's very important to understand that what is religion, what is our essential dharma, and that's how we will find our true self. Now, just to add more here, in the Kathopanishad also, the Kathopanishad also is said, Purushanna param kinchitsa kasta sa para gatihi. God says that there is nothing against the Purusha, there is nothing against me. We all have come from him and we all have to go in him. Para gatiha. We all have to go in him only. This sloka of the number 7 also talks about apara and para prakriti both. So when that necklace is there, and in the necklace we have this money. So money is, which is looking very beautiful, and where the string is hidden. So that necklace of money which we are seeing is the apara prakriti. So when we know ourselves and we don't know other people as the self, it's the para prakriti. But if you see carefully, all these monies are strung by that string, and that is the in my reading I found that is apara prakriti. Essentially, both, if you see, they will get dissolved, and the nothing but the essence, which is basically the God tattva, will remain. So at the end of the day, this shloka again and again telling us that see God in everyone. God is the only essence, and he only gets multiplied, and we see because of the Vyavhar Ved, or because of the what do you call, the Kriya with the Apara Prakriti, we all see different species, we see different things, different objects, and we start saying my and me and his and her. But essentially, if we understand this shloka pretty well, God is the only thing in everybody, and the very good way to understand that is I am Sat Chidanand. Hari Om. Manish ji?
Hari Om. Hari Om. Yeah. Meenakshi, would you like to share your views?
Hari Om, Manish, no, I wouldn't want to share.
Then we want to some new joiners. Anand Suryavanshi ji, would you like to share your views? Okay. Dr. Arpit, are you available?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, would you like to share your views on today's verses?
Um, no, sir. I don't think I'm qualified enough to
That's Sudesh,
say anything on this.
Sudesh,
No. Hari Om.
okay. Jairam, Hari Om. Jairam ji, are you available? Hello, Sharma ji, Raghunandan ji.
Jairamji is there, but Jairamji is mute. Jairamji, please unmute.
Oh, yes. Jaramji, please unmute and share your views.
Okay, I think there is some problem with Jairamji's phone. So please, who's the next?
Sharma ji.
Hariom Manish, I'm just getting ready for the office. I have to go there, so I will not talk today.
Okay, ठीक है. No problem.
Hariom.
Hariom. Pradeep ji.
Anishji, Vithalji is there, Subbuji is there.
Yeah, you speak. I will ask them to join.
Okay. Hariom. Hariom. Matta paradaram nanyata kinjidasti dhananjaya mai sarvamidam prodam sutre maniganaiva yasohamapsu kaunteya prabhasmi shashisuryayoho navas sarvavedeshu shabdakhe paurusham nrishu punyo gandha pradivyancha tejaschasmi vibhavasau jivanam sarvabhuteshu tapaschasmi tapasvishu. So Bhagavan has said in the earlier verses that there is a lower prakriti, the Ashtadha prakriti, and different from that, there is a higher prakriti, which is the life spark. And Bhagavan said that these are mine. So these are two different prakritis. And these are the two prakritis are the wombs from which everything rises and everything dissolves into. Edadyoni bhutani sarvani tyupadharaya ham krishnasya prabhavaha prabhava pralayasthatha jagatah aham krishnasya jagatah prabhava pralayasthatha. And now in this verse Bhagavan says matta paradaram na anyata kinjidasti dhananjaya mai sarvamidam prodam sutre maniganaiva. This is a very famous verse. And whenever this verse comes, I remember our senior member Maniatan. It was his favorite, one of his favorite verses. And beautifully, Guru Ji also said now, is a very good example that we are all connected in this Zoom. A beautiful example for the Sutre Manigana Iva. And Sureshji's thoughts also that, Professor Vasudevan Nair of his master. So it is a very, here it is said that Matta Paradaram na Anyata. There is different verse in Swamiji's commentary, it is written there is nothing higher. And somewhere else it is written nothing beyond. Then Guptaji said now only also you can say. So what is it all about? Gurudev in his talk says so beautifully about that. What is that state? Gurudev says that everything is based on cause and effect. Now the cause and effect is in time. So as long as there is time, there is cause and effect. So how to identify what is cause and what is effect? So what is earlier in time is called the cause. So here Bhagavan says, there is nothing causal beyond me. Shankaracharya Swami says, there is nothing causal. There is no cause for me. So it is that state where the cause and effect becomes one, and there is nothing beyond. So that Gurudev explains that all cause and effect is in time. When there is no time, there is no two. So it is the state which is beyond time. That is what we have all the explanations or the practices which Gurudev says that sit still for a moment, for 10 minutes or for 10 seconds every day. When you still the body, you can still the mind. And in the still mind, the time is stopped. There is no time factor there. That is the idea of concentration, because you are in one thought. Eka anta, ekantam. In that state, there is no time. So we know our, when we are fully engrossed in some things, and so there is a single pointedness in us. So there is no time for us. There is no time felt. So that is the state. Is said that Mata Paradaram na Anyata. There is nothing else there. There is nothing to perceive. There is nothing to feel. There is nothing to think. There is no world of objects, no world of emotions, no world of thoughts, no eating. So that is me. That is the state. That is the state in Matta Paradaram, in me. Na Anyata. There is nothing else. And that Bhagavan says it is the substratum, the changeless factor, which goes through the core of every beings and things and objects around. Sutre Manigana Iva. The pearl, the thread goes through and through from the center. Different shapes and sizes are all strung together in that invisible factor without which nothing stays. Edam dharyate jagat. Yaya idam jagat dharyate. We have seen that in the earlier verse. And that alone is the essence of everything. Rasoham apsu kaunteya prabha asmi shashi surya yoho, the moon and sun. Pranava sarva vedeshu shabda khe paurusham nrishu. The sound of khe, akasha. In akasha. Khe is saptami in akasha. Kham is the akasham. So Khe means in Akasham. That is Saptami Vibhakti. Paurusham Nrishu, also Saptami. In men, it is the manliness. Pranava in Vedeshu, that is also Saptami. In Vedas, the Pranava, represented by Pranava. Punyo Gandha Pradivyam cha Tejascha Asmi Vibhavasa Agni. Maybe why it is said as Vibhavasa. Sanjay ji may explain. Because it's Agni's name as Vibhavasa. Jivanam Sarvabhuteshu Tapaschasmi Tapasvishu. So the life in all beings. Jivanam Sarvabhuteshu Tapaschasmi Tapasvishu. So Bhagavan Gurudev says that it is the law of being. Bhagavan, or it is the essence without which it doesn't remain. Sun is heat and light. Fire is light or heat. Like that. So what is that which is our essence, or the law of being, or which is the dharma of a thing? So what is our law of being? What is my dharma? This is something to be contemplated upon in the few next verses also. So we'll leave it to the next. Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Manishji,
Yes.
I couldn't mute at that point of time. If I can come in now.
No problem. Yeah, please. Please go ahead.
So, Sutre Manigana Iva, this is one of the very famous sloka. And Bhuvanji mentioned about the special feel when we land in India. That was beautiful analogy, because we have to have that feel. That is because we all part of one country. That is the feeling. So here we have to feel that we are all the members of this society. It is connected with one omnipotent entity called Bhagavan. The whole problem of the world we are facing is because of this differences. You, me, that difference. We are unable to connect with the other person as such. For example, recently we had a yagna by Swami Swarupananji. For whatever may be the reason, many of our study group members also were missing that. When there is a family function, suppose there is a family wedding or any festival celebration, we all make time to meet together. We make it a point that we somehow all are busy, yet make some time for this togetherness. For a spiritual organization like ours, when a yagna is happening, that is our celebration time. We should make to attend that. that there should be that special feel that I cannot miss this. That somehow, unfortunately, is missing in our group. Anyway, coming to this verse reminds me of a story I heard long back. The scene is a crowded bus travel in India to a pilgrimage center. And some people are sitting and some people are standing. And one young person is got a seat, but another person standing near an elderly person. Every turn of the bus, this man pushes him into his shoulder, the standing person. So he is getting very irritated. Why can't you stand properly? So first 2 times, 3 times he ignored. And suddenly he got said this, why this person can't stand proper? Then he uttered this word. They looked at each other. Then he found that this man, this elderly person, he is from the same village he belongs to. Suddenly the scene changes. This person was getting irritated because of this push. But now he is ready to vacate his seat and offer the seat for this elderly man. So what made the difference? The difference is only he is from my own village. So if we expand this, it is my family, my village, my country, that is and my universe. So where is the difference? So Bhagavan insists us that see the thread or feel the thread. There is something which connects each of us. And this during these talks, I was one day I was standing. Generally, I used to be near the door and helping people. People have questions, answer those. So I met a person, and she came and told me, I am Dr. Sheila. I did not. My reaction was okay. So then further she said, I am from this study group. I have seen you in Zoom. Oh, so we never met. So suddenly the scene changes. My whole attitude immediately changes. Oh, you are from. So that is that feel became because we are the thinking that we are from the same class or studying together. So this is the main issue, main point. Bhagavan, the differences is because of not understanding the togetherness. Hari Om.
Hari Om. Thank you, Jayram. We'll move to Subhuji.
Hari Om, Hari Om, Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. I think the speakers before explained very well. Enjoyed all of them. Pradeep ji, thanks for bringing up this cause and effect. I was also trying to talk about that. I think we all should listen to Gurudev's Yajna video on this particular chapter. It's very, very inspiring, and a lot of the small things, the way he put it, will make us explain. I'm also going to the way that Gurudev has said how to approach this chapter. There are a lot of pointers given, and especially the verse about this, how I think somebody mentioned that it took so many hours to explain that Sutre Madigana Iva, that particular verse. That is the key, I think. Probably, I think Guruji, in the beginning, he missed the last stanza of the ninth. How Gurudev summarizes this? Because we approaches this subject with our own intellect, and that's why Lord Krishna first say that, it's all held together as a string, but the string is invisible. When he goes on further to explain, okay, how do that is further explained? So each, in each object, he took water, pranava mantra, all different things, and then he says he's the essence of dharma in that. So it is further for us to, for our own intellect to comprehend this very complicated subject of, I will probably read that last paragraph of Gurudev's explanation on chapter 9, verse 9, which says, it talks about dharma. It says that which remains in a substance from the beginning to the end, constantly, and without which the thing cannot ever maintain its identity, it's called dharma. So we all have, like even the body has a dharma, the mind has a dharma, it all acts according to that. So which is its law of being. That's why the examples are given, like sapidity of water, radiance, the sun and the moon, the Om, the Pranava in the Vedas, the sound in Akasha, sweet, the fragrance, the Bhuvanji nicely explained, the smell of the earth, the luminosity in the fire, man into the man, and the austerity in the austere. And then which Gurudev says, it clearly indicates that self is that which gives each individual phenomena its own existence. And he nicely summarizes the whole 8 and 9 verses. Gurudev, it says, this is a declaration. It says the self is the life in all beings. So, I mean, there is a lot of things to be contemplated on this, these 3 verses. I think we always, when we introduce this section, we say that this, from chapter 7 onwards, we talk about that principle of godhood. It's all nicely building up to chapter 9. I think Gurudev's the further verses will give more example. But the to me, I'm kind of enjoying this chapter, I should say, with all of you, especially I think I even need to more contemplate on this particular verse, Mai Sarvavedam Prodam Sutre Madigana Iva. I think I would wait for other seekers, especially Jadavji, for a further explanation on this. Hari Om.
Hari Om. Umesh ji, I think, would you like to share your views?
Yes, Hari Om. I was just waiting whether, I don't have much to say because very nicely, all the, great people have said so many things about this verse. What I really, few things I just wanted to share. So, in our childhood, we used to learn about Lokmanya Tilak, actually one of our great leaders. He has written this book called Gita Rahasya. So, what is that Rahasya all about? So, I think this particular chapter actually reveals this Rahasya. That is what I feel. That is the feeling I get. And this philosophy of, is so universal. So, in the sense, we are talking about all human beings here. It's not about any race, any ethnicity, nothing. So this philosophy is all about everyone on this earth. So it is so universal that it can appeal anyone, actually. And one of the things Swami Swarupananda actually in his speeches I just attended, I had the chance to meet a few of you, I think on last Saturday. And he said that this culture that we have, this ancient culture, Upanishads, Gita, everything that for so many years this country of India has been, teaching, and this culture is so rich and profound that we should be talking about it and we should be flaunting, that is the word he used, which was, and because this is so universal, this is not we are talking about Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam because we talk about this particular essence being there in each and every person in the universe. So it is so universal a philosophy is something that really strikes you when you read this. And when you talk to a person who doesn't believe in God or he doesn't believe in anything which is superior, these are the kind of arguments that one can put. How can you explain, if you are breathing, if your heart is beating, and all this is happening, how is it happening? So there is some force, there is some power which is making this happen, and this is how probably we can explain about. It is not about calling this God. It may be, you can just call it spirit. You can call it a superior power, whatever you want to call it, but there is something which we are not able to see, and that is a sutra that we said, that is a string which we're not able to see and which is there, but you cannot deny the existence of that particular power because you can't see it. And in the video that Puja Gurudev, that very good. I think Manishji, you have been sharing those videos just before the words comes up. He talks about, and Pradeepji also mentioned about this time factor, where there is a great example that he has given. So if we say this God is like a father, how is it that is there a how God was born? So is there his father as well? So the explanation was like human beings, we are the argument is cause and effect again. My father is a cause for me as an effect, and I am a cause for my son who is an effect. But this is all woven in time, and if there is no time, that is where the higher self is. There is no time there, so there is no cause and effect, and beautifully explained by Pujo Gurudev there. And he also talks about the fact that how to explain thought, and he says consciousness on an object. So if there is object, and consciousness is equal to thought, and if there is no object, there is pure consciousness. That is so pure. So that particular concept is very nicely explained by Pujo Gurudev in that particular video. And yes, I think finally we are talking about unity in the diversity. We are looking at each other with diverse gunas, diverse personalities, but there is a string which is actually attached to everyone, which is uniting us. And the sense of unity and diversity is something that we talk in India, but it's a kind of a universal philosophy. Thank you. Hari Om.
Hari Om. And that's what probably I love about this class. So many perspectives coming in today. We are bringing the Gita Rahasya from Lokmanya Tilak. And even Suresh ji, and then he also brought so many other perspectives. Bhuvan ji brought Kathopanishad perspective. Lovely to hear all this. Now, Vittal ji, would you like to share your views?
Yeah, I will. Hari Om. Chinmaya Sadgurve Namaha. Mostly what I had to speak today was covered by Bhuvanji very beautifully. But some few things which I quickly share now is Gurudeva's commentary. The first thing, Shloka number 7, what I understood is nothing is higher than me, is what is mentioned there, which only means the other thing when it is said nothing is higher than me means there has to be some lower things, yeah, in there. So and to that point, Gurudev says self is one and the same in all forms. So right from from Lord himself to all the expansion. It is Lord is the common factor in all forms in the entire universe. To, to to this point number 2, Gurudev goes and to explain that point very beautifully. This point number 2 is giving the example of the string holding the pearls in the necklace. So this is where one thing which I can say is, for us, Gurudev is the string and we are all the pearls here. So had Gurudev not been there, this entire concept of mission and we running this today, I see that here, in this point. So for us, Gurudev becomes the string and we are all the pearls and beautifully coming in together today. So that's another thing is a take. The fourth point, which I could correct me if I'm wrong, I would expect the seniors, or I would request the seniors to correct if my thoughts are wrong, is when Gurudev says, though the pearls and strings are made of different constitution, but the base is the same. So I think here Gurudev wanted to stress on a point of the Advait Siddhanta that we follow, that the self, he says, the self is the life in all beings. Whereas when it goes to Dvaita Siddhanta, it is different. So, so Jiva is in Prakriti till such time he passes through the Vaitarani river, gets into Divya Dham. So that's the concept out over there. Lord is Lord, and the Jivas are Jiva. So I think this clarity of that Siddhantic was clearly explained here. Is my take. I need clarification if my understanding is wrong here. The other thing, apart from Gurudev, is what I was reading was Swami Ramsuktaji Maharaj. So in Maharajji says for shloka number 7, which Pradeepji covered beautifully, God is the ultimate cause or the karana, he says, and everything else is an effect or the action or the karya that is happening. So that was a beautiful point on shloka number 7. Shloka number 8 is Gurudev goes on saying that I am the pleasant taste in the water, light in the moon or the sun. I'm the word Om in the Veda, the sound in the space, and virility in man. It goes on explaining and expanding the essence of what we see is Lord is saying, I am the essence here. So that's Gurudev's commentary and my understanding versus Maharajji says, goes on expanding and saying, which Bhuvanji covered, is Jala comes from the Rasa Tanmatra, the Prabha comes from the Rupa Tanmatra, and Om was beautifully explained, which is, if somebody can elaborate more on this, is the expansion of Om in Veda says Om gets into Tripada Gayatri, and from Tripada Gayatri the three Vedas gets expanded. So that's how it was mentioned. So I wish if somebody can elaborate this more, it would be good to understand. Then Akasha comes from the Shabda Tanmatra. And the other beautiful thing Maharaji said was, to realize Paramatma is the real Purushartha, because that is the Nitya Padartha, Nitya Vastu, versus all the Purushartha that we make in Anitya Vastu Prapti, which is, it could be money, it could be any worldly things that we want to achieve. That is not Purushartha, is what Maharaji said there very clearly. And in shloka number 9, again, it's Gurudev says, I am the sweet fragrance in the earth, brilliance in the fire, life in all being, and austerity of the austere. So that's Gurudev's explanations of that. The key word here from the other reading that I did was the word punya. The gandha is says it's a punya gandha. The prithvi is sorry, the word punya is used with gandha and teja because here the explanation given was the tanmatras are pure. So from that becomes a karana or the cause for the next, which is the earth, which is the Prithvi. So Gandha, he says, Gandha Tanmatra is the Karana, and the earth becomes the Karya. So that's the word used out over there, the cause, for the cause and the effect. And similarly for Tej, from Rupa Tanmatra, and Tej is in Agni, is in the Agni Tattva. So that's how it was explained there. And the third point was about the life-giving principle in every human being, which is Jivanam Sarvabhuteshu Tapaschasmi Tapasvishu. So that Prana Shakti, that Jivan Shakti is common among all the pranis. So Lord says, I am that Prana Shakti, that Jivan Shakti among all. So that was the explanations or my understanding of it so far. Hari Om. That's it from me.
Hari Om. Sanjay ji, please.
Hari Om. Gurudeva in the commentary of this shloka at the end says that this is not only poetical but philosophical, and also mentioned in the commentary that it has very exhaustive philosophical indication. So far, Bhagavan told that there is a para prakriti, there is a apara prakriti. While contemplating on the commentary of Gurudeva, or Bhagavad Gita for that matter, it is expected that the Jidnyasu, the one who is reading with faith, but keeping his intellect alert enough to dissect and ask questions, or the contemplation should make scope for the doubts to arise in the mind so that everything gets verified properly. Bhagavan said, I have para prakriti, apara prakriti. And now he is saying, mat parataram anyat na anyat kinchit asti. I have two choices. One is to accept why, oh, such a sacred scripture. How can Lord Krishna lie to us? Gurudeva has given explanation on it. How can we not believe it? Correct. I agreed. This is Shabda Pramana. Shraddha. All right. But blindly believing in what the Lord or the Gurudeva is saying, although they are speaking from the point of view of experience, I, on the basis of my intellect, should raise questions as a part of my paroksha jnana. Now let us imagine a situation where the world has not been produced at all. And then the world has come into being. We are a part of it. We know that there are human beings here. There is a mountain here. There is a hill there. There is a color. The colors are 7 only. There is no 8th color. There are seasons, only 4 seasons. There is no 5th season. There is a day and night. There is no third thing possible. But is it that this kind of world is one type of world that is existing, and there is another type of world where there are day, night, and something more? In my world, I have 3 dimensions. There could be another world with 7 dimensions. I have been given a thing called buddhi, through which I come to know through my indriyas the world around me. But this may be the arrangement for this world. There could be another world where there are no indriyas, yet you receive and perceive everything. Possible? Why not? And when I go to Europe in the older days, all people were white in color and there was a king there. And when I went to Africa in the olden days, I found all people there black in color, and there was also another king. There he was called the Lord, here it was called the ruler. So agreed, the king in England was the highest authority in England for the white. The ruler was the highest authority for the black people in Africa. But then how can the king of England say, Mat parataraha, beyond me, within the world that I have created, I am the king, I can agree to that. But who will give me the guarantee that Lord hasn't produced any other universe other than the universe that I am staying in? A very rational, very logical question expected to come to the mind and should come to the mind. You are telling me Brahman is the ultimate truth. I agreed, Brahma is ultimate truth. Because I have not seen it. What is the guarantee that there are other truths also available, either similar to Brahma or superior to Brahma? That is why the philosophical aspect of the shloka goes into this particular first statement, Mat parataram na anyat kinchit asti. Na anyat asti would have been enough. Why the word kinchit also is put there? Kinchit means no one. So the Lord is saying, absolutely there is no question of any other thing there. Why so? Because of the cause-effect analysis. Just now we discussed, many of us, we discussed the cause and effect analysis. If the effect is there, the cause has to be there. When the effect is resolved into the cause, there is nothing left. If that is the case, then every effect has a cause, and the cause appears to be the effect of another cause. My body is the effect of Ashtada Prakriti. Agreed. So cause is Ashtada Prakriti. Ashtada Prakriti is the effect of Tanmatra. Tanmatra is the effect of Prakriti, Gunas. Gunas are the effect of. That means, to best of my intellect, the effect and cause sequence ends for me because I have a shorter intellect, but it may not end at all. Every effect has a cause, every cause becomes the effect, every effect has the cause. If that is the case, then Mat Parataraha also cannot stand, because there will be a cause for the Lord also. What we are discussing is called Purva Paksha. We are creating opposition so that the Siddhanta Paksha can come clearly into the understanding. It all sounds logically perfect. One, what is the guarantee that this so-called Lord or Brahma of yours may be the Lord only for the universe that is I am seeing or I am part of? There could be another universe there where there will be another Brahma, maybe similar or superior to this Brahma. The first Purva Paksha. Second argument, equally logical, is apparently it sees in my universe that every effect has a cause, but that cause turns out to be again effect of some other cause. So that means effect and cause becomes effect becomes cause becomes, so it is an endless thing. This is precisely what is called in logic an absurdity, not an absurdity. It is called infinite regression. In Sanskrit, it is called anavastha prasanga. Why? It is unending. Take a simple example. Why are we all here? Because of Adhyay. Okay. When did Adhyay came? Oh, it is forever. That means I am here forever. No. You cannot be here forever. If you want, you can get out of this. That means I have Adhyay as my cause. Adhyay is there forever. if it is forever, it should have a cause. Adnyan doesn't have a cause. If Adnyan doesn't have a cause, then where does it reside? Because he is a jnana, Brahma is a jnana. How can it produce ajnana? How can sun produce darkness? So all these logical absurdities are discussed, because these absurdities and contradiction, apparent contradictions, also appear in Chandogya Upanishad and other Upanishads. Chandogya Upanishad says the ultimate reality is the embankment in which all the souls are there. Ultimate reality has 4 legs, 2 hooves. It is described in Chandogya Upanishad. That is why what we are discussing now has been put as a logical absurdity, even in Brahma Sutra, as Param Ataha Setu Unmana Sambandha Bheda Vyapadeshebhya. The Purva Paksha there is also saying that if you feel that he has an embankment, he is the one who is having the embodied Jivatma, then becomes, it's an embodied Jivatma, or a Jiva has a limited consciousness called Atma, and he becomes one with the unlimited Paramatma. Limited and unlimited can never come together. Only limited and limited can come together. Limited cannot become one with unlimited. All these absurdities are also put there as Parvapaksha. Those absurdities are expected to come to the mind, and that is why the Lord is taking the premise, understanding what a person of the stature of Partha's intellect may think or may have the doubt. So he is, without asking the question of a question coming from Partha, the Lord is saying, Mattaha parataram na anyat kinchit asti. There is nothing superior to me. In other words, your search for the cause ends here. I have no cause. Dhananjaya, I have no cause. Yet I am the cause of everything. Then again, the mind jumps to the conclusion, oh, you are the cause of everything. That means you created the world. And the Lord says, no, I did not. Then you ask a question, you say you did not create the world is created, I am the part of the world, then who is the owner of the world? The Lord says there is something called Maya. She does it. Okay, so the world has a cause, Maya, but Maya has a cause or not? Because Maya is called Karyanumeyi. Karyanumeyi means the one which is ascertained only by functionality. Otherwise, you cannot find out where is Maya. If Maya is not functioning, she is not existing. The one which exists only through function is Maya. That means only effect is seen, cause is not seen. Maya is an effect of the cause. What is the cause? If Brahma is the cause, then Kartrutvata comes on it. So Brahma says, no, I have nothing to do with whatever is happening. Okay, you have nothing to do with whatever is happening, then you are not connected with this world. No, I am in the world. See, the difficulty is here. That philosophical depth that Swamiji is talking is here. Are you in the world or not, Mr. Brahma? I am. So you are the cause of this world? No. Then who is the cause of this world? Maya. Are you the cause of Maya? No. Where does the Maya stay? She is ashrita on me. If she stays in as ashrit on you, then you are the cause. No. When she is ashrita, I am ashraya, but otherwise I am not. In the sunlight, I got the knowledge of an object lying on the ground. So I told the sun that, oh sun, because of you, I got the knowledge. The sun says, no, sorry, I don't give knowledge. That's not my business. I give only light. No, but in your light only I came to know that object was lying on the ground. That's your problem. Oh, you mean to say I got the knowledge of that object because of me? The sun says, no, not because of you, because of my light. Oh, that means you gave me the knowledge. No, I don't give you the knowledge. See the nitty-gritties in the philosophical speculation. To explain this, that I am the cause of everything, or I am the highest of everything, and yet I am in everything, yet I am away from everything. Hum sab ma, sab hami ma, hum hai bahuri akela, Kabir Maharaj says. Now there are lots of questions in the mind. Hold on. Mat Parataram agreed. Okay, you are the last one. But you being the last one, you also say that you are into everything. The question immediately comes to the mind, how you are into everything? Then for our understanding, the Lord says, Mai sarvam idam protam sutre maniganaiva. Like a thread on the beads. Now the question is, Gurudeva has here said that all the beads are more or less homogeneous. What we see in the world is completely heterogeneous. How this to be explained? Everything here is different. All this, all dvandva, light, darkness, tall, short, huge, small, heavy, light, and all the beads are of same dimensions in this. How come? The pointer is not towards what we see as the ultimate effect of Panchamahabhuta, but the pointer is towards the Tanmatra. The Tanmatra of all of us is of the same nature, same dimension. Those beads of Tanmatra are homogeneous, from which then further Vikruti has happened, and that is how we become this Dvandva. If into the geometrical center, as Gurudev said, geometrical center, the sutra has perforated through all of them, that means it is right there at the center. Mai sarvasya ruddeshe tishtati Arjuna. Ruddesha is the place where I stay. Don't try to find out anatomically by dissecting where I am inside. You will not find. Every single cell of your body, Arjuna, is enlivened by me, yet you cannot find me. The reason for that is the way sutra, how the sutra is there, it is not seen from outside, yet it is holding all the beads, and the very fact that the necklace word has emerged is because of this holding. The very fact universe word has come is because of holding of all the contents of the universe in its essential form of Tanmatra by this thread called consciousness. Because beads were produced, thread was produced. When bead is not there, thread is not there. Arjuna, when apara prakruti is there, I also become the same and come down. When there is a kshetra, I have to come as kshetrajna. And when the game is over, there is no kshetra, there is no kshetra. What is the remaining? Only the neck, because necklace is gone. The neck is permanent. The beads were brought, so thread came. Thread and bead together formed the necklace, so it got a name called necklace. All the Prakriti was existing as potency in me. It was brought out. The Mahamaya came out, became Gunakshobhini Maya, became Prakrutodbhava Pradhana. That is how the beads got formed. When they got formed, because it is my inherent power, it is my Shakti. How can Shakti be alone in the world without the Shiva? So Shakti took the form of beads and many beads and whatnot and Rupa and Nama. So I had to be everywhere. The child wants to go to all the corners to play with different toys, sometimes playing with this toy, sometimes running away, sometimes doing something else, sometimes doing a jump. As a father, I have to be everywhere with the child so that the game continues. From that angle, mattaha parataram nanyat kinchit asti dhananjaya. Mai sarvam idam protam sutre manigana iva. A sleeping person doesn't know he is breathing, yet he is breathing. He is breathing in the same body. The person is sleeping. He is not aware of the breathing. Breathing is continuing. In the similar manner, Brahma is there. Creation is happening. Brahma is not aware of the creation because he is not a part of the creation. Yet the creation is happening. The creation, because breathing cannot happen unless the body of the person sleeping is there. So universe cannot happen unless the Brahma is there. Yet Brahma is not directly responsible for it. Yet the breathing cannot continue if the Brahman doesn't continue. Then to re-emphasize on the same aspect, Lord says, Raso aham apsu kaunteya rasaha rasa. The agreeability of the mind is called rasa. We may give them different navarasa name, etc., etc. The Bharat Muni's Natya Shastra is replete with that. And mind well, that is also an Adhyatmic Grantha, although it is on Natya Shastra. Rasotpatti is given there. Rasa, what is agreeable to the mind? When you are angry, the anger is agreeable to the mind. When you are smiling, that is hasya, is agreeable to the mind. Rasa, aham apsu. In all the water, apsu is water. The word has come from up plus psu. Up plus psu means that which is devoid of beauty. That which is devoid of beauty is called apsu. And then why water is called apsu? It is devoid of any specific character. Water has no character of itself. Agreeable to us because we love drinking. That means there is a sapidity into it, agreeability to mind, sapidity. The presence of that acceptability to mind, Arjuna, is me. The rest, everything is paraphernalia. Prabhaha asmi shashi surya yoho. I am the prakarshay bhavayati iti. Shashi surya. Asamantat kashayati. I am the one. Pranavaha sarvaveda. Shabda Brahma explained by different words in the Apaurusha Veda, from content of word which are included into the first appearance with the creation, the Nada sound and the word is called Nada Brahma, is the one which encompasses the Veda, the highest intellectual authority of the scriptures. Shabdaha K in the sound, that is Nada Brahma again. Paurusham Nrushu, again Saptami. In the main, the virility, the very fact that you feel like doing something. Otherwise, what is the point? Having karmendriya, jnanendriya, you don't feel like doing, nothing will happen. I am the one which make it happen, because virility, virya. I have a god also for it called Hanuman, virya. Punyo gandha pruthivyam cha tejaschami vibhavaso. Tej is fire. Cause of the tej, vibhava. This again goes back to Natya Shastra, where we have Sthayi Bhava, Sanchari Bhava, and Anubhava. These are the types of bhavas, out of which Vibhava is the cause of Sthayi Bhava. What is the Sthayi Bhava? Sthayi Bhava, Gurudeva has referred to that as Dharma. Sthayi Bhava of fire is heat. Sthayi Bhava of water is wetness. You cannot think of that substance without that, is called Sthayi Bhava. So Tejaschami Vibhavaso, I am the cause of, or I am the brilliance in the fire. Jivanam Sarva Bhuteshu, life in all beings. Devoid of consciousness, there is nothing. And when we say life, both sentient, insentient, everything, that achara. Tapaschami tapasvishu. Even the austerity, the austereness, tapaha, the internal heat generated by continuous contemplation is also me. In other words, I am the essence of essences operating in everybody, so that everybody with name and form can function the way they are functioning. Hari Om.
Hari Om. Sukumar ji.
Yeah. Hari Om. सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामय, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। असतो मा सद्गमय, तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय, मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय। ओम शांति शांति शांतिः। हरिः ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम। Let us take our pledge now. We stand as one family, bound to each other with love and respect. We serve as an army, courageous and disciplined, ever ready to fight against all law tendencies and false values within and without us. We live honestly the noble life of sacrifice and service, producing more than what we consume and giving more than what we take. We seek the Lord's grace, keep us on the path of virtue, courage, and wisdom. May Thy grace and blessings go through us to the world around us. We believe that the service of our country is the service of the Lord of Lords, and devotion to the people is the devotion to the Supreme Self. We know our responsibilities, give us the ability and courage to fulfill them. Om Tat Sat.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Hari Om. We have
Hari
Sanjay's
Om.
talk tomorrow evening 6 to 7 on mantra, yantra, and tantra. Please attend. Hari Om.
Hari Om. Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Hari Om. Hari Om. Hari Om.